Hey guys, it's the History Nerd. What a horrible intro. Sorry, it took a while for my record to change from yellow to red. And, yeah, then this is the intro we get today. Welcome to Stellaris. Hope you guys are excited. One of the comments wanted me to go scout out Araya. It looks like there's an Arctic world there, and nothing else really for colonization. So we'll get there, but there's no real rush to get there. One of the other things we need to look at doing right away, whoops, that one. One day I'll get used to this stuff. We gotta allow purging. We're only going to allow it for Xenos only. Because we're not going to purge our own people. And, you know, I don't necessarily even want to purge Xenos, but I don't have much of a choice. Now, I don't necessarily want to kill all of them either. I don't think, but we are gonna have to kill a lot of them. So I'm thinking if we leave this guy here, although that will cause this guy to still pop in, and now, you know what? I think we're gonna have to purge them all. Now, I was looking online, and before I go through with this, I will explain one of the things you can do if you get in a situation like this, but you're in a slightly better position. If you were to build a colony ship over this world, you can actually settle with these guys. So we could settle planets with pre-sentient species. Now, I'm not going to do that for two things. One, we're not really in a good position above Mindos here to actually build up a starport and a colony ship and send them off. Two, they are continental preference just like us. So with the lack of continental worlds out here, you know, there's not really any place we could send them, and we would be stuck sending them to continental anyway, because that's all we can settle. That's the thing I'm looking for. So let's purge all these guys. Now, I've never purged anyone before, so it looks like this is going to take about, I don't know, half a year to get rid of all these guys, and I'm sure someone is going to be upset by this. There has to be, right? Like maybe even the pops here. Can we get the happiness? Maybe if we click off. Looks like rivalries are ending, and that's just fine with me. Obviously, these guys shouldn't be all that happy, but they're pre-sentient, so I don't necessarily know if they can, you know, figure out that bad things are happening. Regardless, what we could also probably do is well, no. We want that one, we want that one, we want that one. I didn't put any food-producing farms up anywhere else, and we probably don't need the farms here, because we can get better farms there. So, yeah, let's demolish that. Did we get any money back? No, we don't. That's fine. What do we got? Ending rivalries. That's okay. We're working on the teapot. Still, with the Jurassic Quark. Unfortunately, it still shows up as a usurper in some windows and in the events. But that's okay. We can work around that. Oh, of course that planet is. We're actually utilizing it. Have we got a fancy power station up yet, then? Betherian. Yes, that is what I want, isn't it? I want a Betherian power plant. So let's get that going. It spooks me that every time I build a building, diplomatic things happen, but it's nothing involving me. So we're fine. Whew, am I feeling good about Alpha Centauri again? And it looks like Tokvin here has a nice looking planet. The director of the Museum of Exobiology on Earth has issued a request for the procurement of several live alien specimens. These creatures were spotted on surveyed habitable worlds, but they are difficult to capture. It will require the full resources of a science ship for a lengthy period of time.
Situation
We'll go with
log updated.
Why not? And let's check this world out while we're sitting here. Whoa! Oh, it's tiny. Yeah, I think I knew about that. If I didn't, it's tiny. So, maybe an outpost of some kind. Definitely that's a planet here that I would feel totally fine putting a sector in. Not necessarily a sector capital. We will worry about that when we need to worry about sectors. That's not something we have to be concerned with just yet. We're still equivalent with these guys. And we could... What are we at? We could build some more ships. How's this spaceport looking? Coming along slowly but surely. I guess we could get a spaceport up here as well, but I really would like to focus on getting that colony up and running. Might as well get an increased mining network, although our minerals... Our economy is looking pretty good, actually. We're getting very close to our storage limit on energy credits, and that's only going to get closer with the Betherian power plant. So we should probably look to spend some of that. And what's the best way to spend money? On ships. Although, how long is that? 35 months away? Yeah, we can... Oh, we also have... And that's 45 months away. Yeah, we can definitely afford to get a couple more Corvettes. And then soon, I'm thinking we'll be going to war. I'd like to have close to my fleet capacity. And at this early stage, it's probably better to go with just the Doom stack of, 23 Corvettes. Not much of a Doom stack, but it's going to be better to do that than try and split up the fleet for an invasion into Hulfer space. And I would assume the best thing to do with these guys would be... I don't know. Would it be better to vassalize them? I like the idea of vassalizing them better. But I feel like, we've never had a good relationship. And, well, humanity certainly left Earth with the best of intentions.
Construction complete.
Considering we've, purged everyone here, we can probably demolish that as well. What are you doing? You don't get to come back. Honestly, it would be better to put you there and build a farm here. Don't enslave that man. We can demolish that then. Yes. And we should be producing more than enough food, right? Too. We'll be able to recoup that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We don't really need to worry about clearing out any of the energy. We're producing enough of that. So we'll just let Mindos grow. Finally. So yeah, like I was saying, the purging of the Xenos. Come on, people. Really? You're safe. Humanity has not exactly met the friendliest people, races, species out here. So it's probably an annex of these guys. Although, I don't know. They are Arctic preference. So if we were to just vassalize them, they'd probably still spread around somewhere. Surely there's got to be some Arctic planets for these guys to hit. Yeah, closer into their borders. Well, that is going to be something we will consider, when the war actually happens. What is the fish and chips doing? Doing some surveying down here? Clearing out the last of that system? So then we'll probably jump here. There might be something there that's worth taking, although what we could do to start getting our society research, getting a lot of that banked up, is doing these, alien specimen procurements. So there's a few of these that we don't have border access to get. There's a lot of these we don't have border access to get. But it's not there, so we could potentially... Yeah, the genocidal bit. Surprisingly, other nations aren't pleased with us slaughtering pre-sentient beings. I don't understand why.
Complete.
So maybe we won't be able to get some diplomatic access, at least not initially.
Complete.
But that's okay.
System survey complete.
System survey has been completed. Lovely. So let's take you and scout out that system. And once you're done with your teapot, we might as well start banking up some of that. What type of world is that? Tropical. We'll get there soon. We can probably get some more ships. In fact, instead of 2, let's do 4. That'll be good. And yeah, we're not quite there yet. Soon we'll get there. Lovely, lovely. Is there anything we can do on Earth itself? Food is still doing gangbusters. We should be okay. What I might want to do, power plant, power plant, power plant. I think what I want to do here is put a power hub. But I haven't researched that yet, so we will wait for that. And I guess we could try for another outpost up here. That might not be a bad idea. I would like to find some more colonizable planets, though, other than that guy. But for now, I think it's just going to be a matter of waiting at the very least until we get our fleet up. And then we'll figure out if we want to hit these guys or not. The survey of Araya 1 has revealed that certain regions of the planet are home to a primitive alien proto-civilization. Our probes show that their Neolithic culture has mastered fire and developed a rudimentary spoken language, but we have yet to see any evidence of metallurgy or written communication. So let's take a look at these guys. They're not here. That's fine. What we've got is Stone Age primitives on that planet. I've learned my lesson with Alpha Centauri. We're not going to invade. We're not going to land on this planet. I guess we could send in the troops and conquer it if we wanted to. It doesn't look like it's worth it with all of the tile blockers there. What we'll probably wind up doing is sending over an observation ship. An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this planet. We should research that. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function. We might be able to get some energy out of this. That wouldn't be too bad. No, that is not within my space. Yeah, without getting a second frontier outpost, that's the word I'm looking for, we're not going to be able to expand. So, and it makes more sense to get a frontier outpost out here. Not only is there more worthwhile things, but we can start spying on those guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Build a frontier outpost, and I will be back when something exciting happens. See you guys in a bit. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Araya 3. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through it, most likely a meteor, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of this ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. An interesting, albeit primitive design. So we just snagged ourselves some 80 engineering points, which is good. We need that for our armor. After almost giving up hope, studying the accursed ceramic object for so long, we've reached a breakthrough. The object isn't really there, but rather it is a projection from a higher dimension. Analyzing it as a shadow of a fourth dimensional object, we have accumulated enough data to decrypt its message. The object teaches us how to improve in all fields of research. The only question now is, who sent this information? Eureka, 60! 60. Oh, wait, no. I was thinking that was 60 research points, but it's 15% research speed for 60 months. It's brilliant. I love succeeding on that event. Makes me happy. Feels like we're doing something right. Our construction ship is still nowhere near getting over here, but that's fine. We'll finish up the survey of Araya, speaking of, and then head on over here to research Adar 2A and get ourselves some more society research built up, which will be very nice. Spaceport on Earth is done, so we are almost at our max. How are we looking here? Well, armies, that's fine. We're looking pretty good. Feels so good to have that planet growing. We still don't have the hub researched, so yes, I'm aware. Oh, we hit our max on energy now, so now we're burning through energy like crazy. Yeah, there's really not much else going on, so I will see you guys in a bit. And our first interesting species has been secured. The Tassagoid is an extremely lethal predator that stalks the dense jungles of, apparently, the Usurper at night, paralyzing its prey with electric shocks before sucking their brains out with its tube-like mouth. Sounds lovely. I'm glad we picked one up. Unfortunately, 3 of the crew members from the Usurper, also known as the Jurassic Quark, were lost to these creatures before a specimen could be secured. The Museum of Exobiology on Earth will rename one of its wings after these brave officers to honor their sacrifice. Really, that's all anybody could ever possibly want out of anything. Oh, we can't reach that. Okay, we'll survey that system nice and clear. Or clean up that sector, who knows? Maybe we'll get a very good outpost location. Speaking of outposts, we are just getting into range around Araya Prime. And I don't think I've shown off the building of things yet. But I like it. I like the little, you know, drones coming out of the constructor ship, doing their thing. You can slowly see it turn from, you know, an outline in yellow to filling in the outlines. It's neat. There's a lot of nice visuals in this game that I really do like. Because let's face it, Paradox isn't really known for their map visuals. Now, I'm not saying their maps are ugly. There's plenty of strategy games out there with even uglier maps than anything you can see in Paradox, and that includes late-game Crusader Kings 2 with all the border gore. But,
Special project complete.
You know, this is a very pretty game. And I realize not everybody shares my opinion on aesthetics. So what can you do? The Zulkor are swarming insect analogs, usually both for their large size, unusual. Usually both. Why did my brain think that would work? Unusual both for their large size and the fact that they are lithivores, feeding off rocks and minerals in the ground. One of the shuttles belonging to the fish and chips sustained serious damage when it inadvertently passed through a large swarm, and several Zulkors began to feed on its hull. The construction of the special containment facilities required to hold these creatures has already begun at the Museum of Exobiology on Earth. Not gonna lie, I'm wishing you guys did the construction. What? Oh, no. You stay. You stay. You're gonna stay? Good. What I want is the fish and chips. They can come out here. There we go. And we're doing the survey over there. Lovely. And fact, what I might do here with this instead is that is it. So we will 45 minerals. Oh no, yeah, obviously we need to finish off the outpost ship first. What do we get researched? Habitability +5. That is lovely. Let's check. What do we got? Kelp, volcano, and mountains. And here we got some jungle, some animals, and some mountains. So jungle wouldn't be bad, because we could clear out a bit more of Alpha Centauri. That might not be too bad either, but this is going to be much, much quicker to research, so we shall. But as you can see with the animals that we're bringing in, our society research goes through the freaking roof. It's great. We have detected the presence of a primitive alien civilization on Gal Supasek. They are presently in what we would consider to be a late medieval age, with a firm grasp of metallurgy and a feudal society. The printing press is accelerating the spread of knowledge. So it sounds like we got some aliens playing EU4, and they are resilient, industrious, tundra-preferred, militarist spiritualists. That's not bad either. We're going to send another constructor ship over here to build an outpost and an observation. Another frontier outpost and an observation post. So we're kind of starting to hit our max of influence. But that's okay. We're fine with that. Because we have so much. We'll just have to be cognizant of the fact that we've got a metric butt ton of outposts. We have detected the presence of a primitive alien civilization on Shi Poltan. They've entered the early Steam Age, and there is clear evidence that they are beginning to make use of both vehicles and early factories powered by steam engines. Where are you? You are way over here. So, what do you think? EU4 or Victoria 2? That's a tough one. In fact, one would even have to ask, is it good to continue with our plan for the Stone Age people when we can get better people? And I think the answer is, no, we shouldn't. Can I halt this construction? It doesn't look like I can. Because I'm thinking the Steam Age people will be able to get them, up into Space
System
Age.
survey complete.
A lot quicker than we could with Stone or Medieval. It's a conundrum, but I think we should go for the Steam Age. Especially considering how close these guys are. Now, what is going to be their habitability preference? They like tropical. So that is a good idea. Because if we can get them on our side... So, yeah, I think we should ditch this outpost and... Excuse me. Sneezing coming on. We'll build one there instead. So our borders should update, unless they're gonna... Oh, I was hoping I might get a bug there. But yeah, it's better to get Steam Age than it is to get Stone Age, and then we can come back over here and get the medieval people that way. The Jurassic Quark could probably go that way. Yeah. Yeah, we might as well head east, see if there's anything here. And then definitely outpost and observation post, which will be good. I like the idea of observing aliens instead of, landing on a planet and then purging them. Although sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Specialized combat computers, that is lovely. And I think after that, the best bet would probably be the increased Betherian power plant. Because then I think we'll get something ridiculous like 12 power out of it or something. Right? Yeah. So, not that any sort of resources are a problem for us. And in fact, we might as well get one more Corvette out, because why not? Although, maybe a better shipyard would be a good idea. Here, we'll get the solar panel network. My word, we've been sitting there not doing anything about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost there. 5 food is lovely. We don't have to worry about that. We got our construction ship going nicely. Well, that's good news. I will see you guys when something exciting happens. Like maybe research getting completed. That might be exciting. Ceramo metal armor. Good news. Now might be the time. Would it be the time to move up to the coil gun? I think so. I want to get war sooner than later, especially since these guys are spanning out. And in fact, how long is that going to take us? 53 months? That's not quick enough. But what we can do, we've got all the up-to-date weapons on there. We can auto-complete the ship to see what you would suggest, a defensive role. And I'm not going to go full shield. I don't know what kind of weapons they have. They might have lasers, which in that case we would want to go full shields. They might have missiles or kinetic weapons like us, in which case we will want armor. So for this stage of the war, we're going to have both. Yes. Now, let's go in here, go to our spaceport. Fine, that's upgrading. Good. Once that's done, we can upgrade the fleet. It's going to be an expensive upgrade, but those guys
System survey complete.
Should jump up to being good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just the fish and chips. I gotta get used to not just like clicking on the ship that's above the system, because that'll select all the ships in the system. And you don't want that. We just want the science ship to go scouting.
System survey complete.
Lovely. So let's go up here and send you. I feel like heading east is good. Although, who knows? Maybe that's prime Fallen Empire territory. We'll see. We're not exactly making friends with our purging policy, that's for sure. How long until we can turn that off? 6 years. Well, that's fine. Anything good? Potentially, there are a lot of planets in here. Unfortunately, nothing colonizable. Like, this whole sector of space is not helpful for us. To be perfectly honest, though, this sector is just minorly helpful. So,
research complete.
Really, our only route is to go this way. We got the jungle tile blockers done, which is good. I think next up... I mean, from a research number-wise, the orbital hydroponics seemed like a good idea, but that's something I rarely ever use. Like I said, the only time I would even consider using something like that would have been in our situation with Mindos, and didn't actually turn out to be all that necessary. We're also getting a freaking 26% boost to research here. Are we kidding? And then that'll get it even further up to a 36%. So 90 months, that's still a long way away. I'm not arguing that. But that's not bad. And increased border range by 20% is even better. Growing nicely here. I guess we could probably start getting some research stations down as well. Because there's not much to do here except food, but like I really would like to get a science lab going there. Although our society tech is already doing pretty darn well. You can't argue with even more tech research.
System survey complete.
That's good. We haven't surveyed down there, so let's do that.
Anomaly found.
An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this planet. Research that. Alright, we got that done. So let's take our constructor and build an observation post over these guys, who are communal, repugnant, tropical preference, individualist, xenophobe militarists. So maybe not exactly the greatest species to try and bring up into the galactic world.
Evading hostile fleet.
But the way this game is going, we could use all the friends we can get. So having a vassal over here and a vassal over here is not a bad idea. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in around Austere 1. So it looks like it's exactly the same thing, which is fine. We will gladly take free engineering research. Because, you know, that'll help us get the coil gun even quicker, which is good. And we're still looking good over them. And in fact, once these guys are done upgrading, we can probably go and get 2 more in. Although, we have a second shipyard. Let's use it.
Construction complete.
Well, that's good. The more people who rival these guys, the better. And so if the Ganlarev Interplanetary League wants to do that, they can. Because really, once we get the purge policy taken care of, the genocidal policy, and the new contacts, it'll just be the border friction, the xenophobia, and the materialist fools, which will still put us at, what, 42? We're not going to be friends. But the mutual rivals should kick in, because we have rivaled these guys, right? Yes. So the mutual rival bonus should kick in, and they should like us a little more. I guess maybe not like us a little more, but hate us a little less. In the meantime, let's go over and not take a look at the creator, although we could probably start getting some mining stations built up here when we're kicking around doing that. I mean, there is a bunch of good stuff here. I just, from an RP perspective, which, you know, is always the way is always the way I'm going to approach this game. If these guys are going to become our vassals, and I would like them to become our vassals, we probably don't want anything in the system, so it sucks. But we've got plenty of other things around here that we can exploit for ourselves. Speaking of, let's go get a frontier outpost up out there. And let's take a look at our options here. So we can just passively research these guys for a bonus of 3 biotech a month. We could aggressively investigate these guys for 6. Now, with the aggressive observation has a chance to change ethos. Specifically, I believe it has a stronger chance to make the people that you're aggressively researching more xenophobic, and these guys are already xenophobic, so I don't necessarily think we want to make these guys you know, super xenophobes. I can't think of the word. I want to say like aggressive xenophobes, but I know that's not it. And then these other two, we could do covert infiltration, which is another way we could go about this, and this will make them ours. So it'll bring them in as part of our nation. We have to start that at the very least in the industrial age. Or what we can do is the technological enlightenment. This will make them vassals. So this is just a little bit of research. This is more research with a chance of changing the pops you're researching. This slowly but surely introduces, you know, interstellar space technology. And this, once they get to the proper government level in the world, you start infiltrating their governments. And so it's like the lizard people conspiracy theory, right? And so then, and there's stuff that can happen with them that would negatively affect them. And then they become part of your empire. So they're not vassals. We're not being benevolent friends coming along and giving them technology. We're infiltrating their ranks and basically forcing them to become quote-unquote human. So I think if we take a look at this, we could just collect our research until they hit the industrial age and start infiltrating. If we look at native interference, we can do everything. Native enlightenment is prohibited. So we could allow this. And I'm going to allow this because I wouldn't mind having that option available. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys as to what we're going to do with these steam age. What are they anyway? Steam aged things. Are we gonna uplift them peacefully and welcome them into the intergalactic community, or are we gonna infiltrate them and force them to become part of the Human Galactic Union? Totally. So that's something we will... Why are you stopped here? Oh, because of Void Cloud over a desert world. Well, that kind of puts an end to that. Let's head up there. And then from there, I think we can start scouting out some of these systems. So yeah, what are we going to do there? And then, of course, the same question here.
Complete.
Now, of course, these guys are, they're playing EU4 right now? So it would take a lot longer for them to get to a position where we can infiltrate them. Steam, they'll hit the industrial age sooner than later.
Complete.
Can we make it out there? Oh, we can only make it there? Okay, we'll go there. Steam will hit the industrial age relatively quickly. Late medieval, they've got a while to go. So let me know what you guys think. What are we going to do with them?
System
And then,
survey
what are we going to do with them? I wouldn't mind, because these guys are late medieval, to just go with the uplifting route and make them vassals. Besides that, I mean, they're way out here in no man's land, basically. So it might be better to have these guys as quasi-independent, whereas these guys, they're gonna basically wind up being on the front line. And what do we... Ooh, actually, no. Starting in Sirius is gonna be better because that's closer to the enemy, which is good. Come on, creator, get moving. What do we got? Fish and chips return to Alpha Centauri. Oh, you greasy bastards. You're going all the way back there, huh? Okay. You're not just going to jump to our frontier system? Well, surely we can change that. What do we want out of this now? Maybe a blue shard thrower? We're halfway done. We're over halfway done, so we might as well at least research that, then we can compare it. Take you and go here. And then from there, we should be able to... No. We should be able to survey from here. I hope. How's Mindos looking? Let's hit the surface. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're done, we'll be ready. Let's check on things here because we can definitely upgrade this to a biolab and help that come along. Food-wise, we could use some food. So let's get... That is our best food source, so let's get a hydroponics farm and burn that one mineral. then that should help things along there. Are our fleets together? They are, so let's grab the first strike force and the second strike force, merge them together. 24 corvettes, all set, all fully upgraded. Our fleet power is at a whopping 787. That's not too bad. With the construction of a spaceport over Mindos, we might be able to get that up to 1,000, which would be great. We've got a stronger fleet than these guys. They have no friends. I think we might be ready. One thing I wouldn't mind getting set before we go to war, though, is some invading armies. So we'll get some assault armies on Earth. We'll get some assault armies on... Whoa, we only need 4. And can we get some assault armies here too? I don't know if we'll be able to get... Oh, we will be able to get 4 there too. There we go. We'll get our assault armies trained up. Those won't finish quick enough to get the coil gun or really the blue shard because we'd have to do some upgrades. The debris field, which V1RBS12 is part of, rolls and swirls under the influence of unknown forces. Research it. 15%. Let's find out what's going on. We got the fish and chips. Right. I remember now. Those are just out of range. Okay. Well, let's send you up over here then. And we can start seeing what's going on in this area of the galaxy. Well, how are we doing on influence? We could probably afford one more. The Jurassic Quark never made it all the way to V1RBS-12 to study the anomalies surrounding it. The ship, along with Science Officer Nahi and crew, blinked out of existence as it was navigating the debris field, and then reappeared minutes later. Nahi reports that they found themselves, briefly, in some extra-dimensional space. External viewports revealed that they were surrounded by countless ships of alien design suspended in a seemingly endless void. Before the crew could get their bearings, the vision abruptly faded and they found themselves back in regular space. However, roughly half of the crew are missing. Science Officer Nahi speculates that they may have been selectively trapped by some unknowable mechanism in that strange space. That's unfortunate, but we still have our science ship, and we still have our scientist, so it could have been worse. Ocean world out here, which is interesting, but not necessarily all that helpful. And once our science ship clears out of this area, I think we'll start the war. The missing members of the Jurassic Quark, thought lost to the dimensional rift, have reappeared. They've hailed us from aboard an unknown vessel, not entirely dissimilar to our own science ships, idling close to where the the Jurassic Quark originally experienced the dimensional disturbance. They claim to remember nothing of their time outside our dimension, aside from a vague awareness of having been away for some time. They wish for nothing but to return to service under Science Officer Nahi, and intend to surrender their ship to human authorities. So do we want a free science ship? Or do we want to turn that science ship hostile? I think we'll take the free ship. Now, it is slightly concerning, that we've got the science ship from magical aliens, but it's a free science ship, and let's face it, we could probably use it to do some scouting out here. So, here is where I'm going to leave the end of the video for a few reasons. One, we're close to war, and I'd rather have, most of an episode devoted to war instead of just the very end. Two, we need a new name for our other science ship from beyond the Reach. I think that's what it's called right now. Just the other science ship from beyond. And, I think that's it. So, next episode, war and names and, hopefully some other exciting things. Only time will tell. Thankfully, you know, the way this game is going, we'll find out tomorrow. Okay, so, that does bring me to just want to talk about one thing at the end of this episode. If you're not interested in hearing me ramble about things, thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below, and thank you very much for watching. Now, this game has reignited my joy in doing Let's Play series. It's been a little while since I've had a truly fun, engaging game that sucks me in like this one does, and I love being able to share it with you guys. I got a few concerns. One, there's probably not a lot of people here coming for this, and talking about this in one of these videos is kind of weird because obviously anybody listening to this now is already invested in the series, and thank you for becoming invested in this series. Paradox games are my favorite games out there, and they're by far the least popular game that I play. So to know that there are people out here who are enjoying this as much as I am, I hope, then that's great. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being supportive. Thank you guys for your ideas and your comments. The world that we can create with this game is amazing. I love it. It's so open to picking a species and role-playing it however you want to role-play that species, that I think this, like I said, this is the first game in a very long time that has sucked me in so much. Like, it's embarrassing the amount of time that I have in this game. And I realize, like, I mean, if you take a look on Steam at my hours played and you compare it to this series, obviously they don't match up at all. I'm pouring a lot of my extra time into learning this game. I haven't been excited to learn a game in a very long time. Like, even if, like, watch me play Paradox games, I've got a handle on them, but I don't learn the inner details and how to min-max and stuff like that, and I'm not necessarily going to be min-maxing this game, but I want to find out, you know, the best combinations for things and the best routes to go based upon ethics and race identities and all that other stuff, and it sucks me in, and I love it. And so, yeah, obviously, if you're here, you're still listening to this, Stellaris is going to be a mainstay on this channel for the conceivable future. So there's going to be more of this coming, and believe me, I wish I could get more videos out, but I want to make sure I'm playing this game well, because as a lot of comments have said, you know, people learn how to play the games by watching these videos, and I want to be as helpful and instructive as I can. And so I want to know the game as well as I can, and plus I freaking love this game. So, you know, any excuse to play it. And now I've completely lost my train of thought because I'm just jibber-jabbering about how much I love this game. But yeah, this game, it's going to be on my channel for a while. And, like I say, I wish I could get more episodes out, but I want to play the game well, and unfortunately, you know, I can't do this for a living. I wish I could. So, you know, I've got other limitations with the amount that I can get out, but as you can see, like, I haven't had weekly videos for a while, and this game is bringing me back to that. So, like I say, there will be a lot more Stellaris in the future. I hope you guys like that. For those fans of Crusader Kings 2, don't worry. This weekend I'm going to be setting aside some time to continue the Habsburg adventure because, you know, next to Stellaris, Crusader Kings 2 is one of the greatest strategy RPG games out there. So that will be making a triumphant return to the channel, but probably not much else. So, you know, there might be a Victoria 2 game or an EU4 game, because let's face it, if we're going to bring the Habsburgs into EU4, I'm going to need to actually get a handle on all the new DLC for that game. But yeah, so basically this game is, or this channel, for the next little while is going to be focusing almost 100% on Paradox games. So it's kind of been a shift I've wanted to do for a while, and we'll see how it goes. The good news is daily videos are very likely because, my God, Stellaris, I love you. So there will be more regular content coming out of this channel. It will be mostly this, and I'm getting as many videos as I can out there. I wish I could do more. Honestly, I really do, but I'm kind of at my limit. Maybe once I get a better handle on all that this game has to offer, then I can start doing maybe 2 videos a day. We'll see. We'll also have to see, if I get to that point, how the response is. So if I notice like a drop in the viewership of the second video, and then a jump back up for, you know, the next day's first video, I might cut that out, because I like getting as many views as I can on a video for, you know, channel reasons. But yeah, kind of a long rant there, and I'm not really sure the purpose of it, but more Stellaris, yay! So, for those that stuck around, thank you guys. Thank you guys very, very much. I hope you're enjoying the series as much as I am, and I want as much viewer feedback and input as I can get, because for things like naming things, like we're gonna have sectors, we're gonna have fleets, we're gonna have ship classes, we're gonna have tons of things. We could even start renaming stars and colonies, although that can get, as a side note, I started a Space Canada game last night, and that can get a lot to do, renaming things like that. So, you know, give me everything. Give me all the things. Names, ideas, stuff. Just, you know, if you're enjoying it, jump in, participate, because I want to pull as many viewers as I can into the series, and I want to make this a fun thing for everyone involved in the channel that's going to be watching it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for sticking around, guys. And we will see you tomorrow with the Human Galactic Union's first war. Are we going to vassalize? Are we going to just annex? We'll find out tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.